We began our journey from the Bonny Camp jetty in Lagos. As usual, I had to put on a life jacket for safety before boarding. With everything set, it was time to head off to our destination. We arrived at Takwa Bay Beach.
How was your experience?
A beautiful spot, but this wasn't our final stop. The real mission lay ahead, so we kept moving. It took us about 20 minutes on foot to get to Pop Beach. Some volunteers were already tired, but they didn't stop.
What do we do? Peace out.
Finally, we made it. Tired, thirsty, but determined. After a quick break to hydrate, the volunteers quickly got to work, clearing plastic waste piece by piece. Just 2 years ago, this beach was buried under heaps of plastic, as seen in this footage. Today, thanks to consistent cleanup efforts, the transformation is striking.
It was awesome, it feels good to sort of clean up some of the damage that you've done. At least there's an avenue to make things better. So yeah, it's always a fun time to try and help our environment, really, because we're the ones living in it and we're the ones that made this mess. So anytime I eat or drink something in public, I put it in my bag, and then when I get home I throw it in the bin. So even if you don't see bins around, there will be bin around, so you can hold it or put it in your bag and then put it in a bin around, or you just take it home. It's easier. It's nothing to you, like it's not that big of a deal. How many will you as a person eat? But by the time everybody throws it on the floor, it piles up, the water carries it, it ends up in places like this, or it clogs things. But then if daily you just remember, okay, don't throw things on the floor, then it makes things a bit better.
It was an amazing experience. When we started, I felt that, small we're picking up, how we'll be able to. But at the end, we have collected so many plastic, and it's just the little we can do. So we should encourage everyone. And Mr. Akin, he's doing a wonderful job. This is a really amazing initiative that, we support our environment. It is our mother nature. So it's the least we can do, and it's definitely worth to do.
This initiative is the brainchild of Akintunde Disu, founder of Pop Beach Club. His mission: to protect marine life and restore the once thriving ecosystem here.
About 4 years ago, I went back. I have a place in Takwa Bay and a place in Ilashe, and I went past here and it was filthy, and so and there were no birds. So I was really upset, and I took a picture here. And I asked people to come out and help me, basically, and we started cleaning. And we've been, first of all, it was the bottles. We cleaned all the bottles away from here. We've moved 30 tons of bottles from this beach, and then now we are focused on removing all the other types of plastic, the film, the polystyrene, the labels, every single thing. So our main goal is really to just return the beach to how it was in the past, because when I used to come here about 10 years ago, there used to be loads of wild birds, especially during the migrating season. You will see huge flocks of birds here, but they've all gone now. So, but we're pleased that with our work, they've started coming back. We've got some we've got the kites, yellow-beak and black-shoulder kites returning. We've got all sorts of birds returning. So it gives us a great joy.
Akintunde tells us the waste collected will be recycled into durable products. And the plan doesn't end here. It's a community-driven effort designed to last.
From this journey, we've sent over 250 children to school in scholarships. As I said, we've removed 30 tons of plastic from the beach, 30 tons of PET bottles. We've removed over 3 tons of this type of bad plastic in the last 2 years from the beach. We work with Unilag, we work with NYSC. We carry out residencies. Over 250 students have attended our residencies, and we've had we've had thousands of people take our ESG course online. We are now in the process of creating a system where it is monetized, and then we no longer have to do it. That is the system that we get, and then the inhabitants can do it themselves when we show the value. So right now we're going to show them how to clean, sort into what is valuable, what is not valuable, and everything. And once they can do that and they can clean that, then they can sell that. Then it creates an industry for them. That's what we did with the bottles. Now nobody bothers about the bottles. You can see there are no bottles on the beach. They pick it up, they clean it, they crush it, they take it to town, they sell it themselves. If you go around anywhere, you will see that every house has its own collection of plastic bottles. Now we want them to collect all sorts of plastic and to be able to separate it at source. Separation at source is what is most important. And we can practice this in our own houses in Lagos. We don't have to wait until it gets to the beach. In fact, our job is to stop it from getting to the beach. What our aim is for everybody to practice separation at source in Lagos. The way we use clear plastic bags here, you can use clear plastic bags, put your rubbish in there, and Loma will ensure it is recycled. As you know, almost every single thing can be recycled in Lagos, whether it's film, HDPE, LDPE, PET, polyamines. They all have their value stream, but once it goes into the rubbish waste stream, then it's difficult to be sorted out. We can only do it here because the ocean has washed it. Nobody is going to go and start picking from a rubbish dump. But here we are lucky that the ocean has washed it, so we can still interact with it.
Environmental enthusiasts say the impact is already visible, with sightings of apex predators like kites and other returning species. A sign that nature is bouncing back.
Well, it makes me feel happy, but there's a story behind that. There used to be a lot of birds. Then the plastic came in and then the birds reduced. And now the place is clean and the birds, at least they seem to be coming back. Not as many as they were, but this is a gradual process. If you can keep it clean, I'm sure more birds will come. Nature is interconnected. Everything impacts on the next thing. So for them to be here, it means there's a greater availability of food. If there's greater availability of food at the lower end of the food chain, it probably means that for those who depend on the ocean or what you find on the shoreline for livelihood, things like crustaceans and the likes, it means that there's also likely to be an increased number in that. So it gives. So you can't really say, you can't pick nature on one point and say this is the impact. Everything is connected. One thing feeds to another, to another, to another. So the more you see of one, chances are there's also an impact on another. Sometimes negative, sometimes positive. The amazing part is that the cleanliness of this beach is actually dependent on those of us who are in Lagos, because it's our waste that goes into the lagoon, goes into the ocean, and gets washed on shores like this. So what we do there impacts here. So I think the real message we can show the impact here, but the real message in terms of sustainability should go to those of us who are on the mainland and on the island in Lagos.
With the cleanup done, it was time to head back. The walk was long and draining, at least for me, but not for my cameraman, who had the joy of capturing every moment.
You understand what I'm talking about?
How many kilometers did you walk?
Kilometers? I wish I counted it though. I don't have any means of counting it, but I'm really exhausted. God, if you understand me, you understand me, please. I don't know how you even try with your camera, carrying it and moving around. I did a good job though. I must give you a thumbs up. Forget walking there.
Green Angle returns in just a moment. Stay with us.